What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel, Swish Life. And today I'm gonna be working on my car as I always do. And what I'm gonna be doing today is something very simple. It probably I think for this it's only take about 20 bucks. And that's fixing the trunk leaks in my car, my Prelude here. So majority of the time there's gonna be two places, well actually three places that your trunk can leak. It's gonna be the tail light, your sunroof, the tubing, the drainage, or it could actually be the seal that seals up the trunk when it closes. So, but what I'm going to be doing today is actually cleaning the drain hoses, and I'm going to be changing out the seals on the taillights. Alright, here at the trunk section of my car. Now, hold on, let me take this out. I'm going to go ahead and take out this here, this floor. Now if you see here, I took out the drain plugs in the trunk because it does get water, so I just let it drain on its own. And I started noticing the water leaking about, I would say, 3 months. You know, a lot of people don't lift up their trunk, well, the flooring, so they never notice the water. But sometimes they notice the water on the flooring, but not always. So it's good to check it every once in a while to see if there's any water down there. I'm going to go ahead and take out everything here, the tire, and then I'm also going to take out the sides here, the panels. And for these panels, there's just these little clips. I know this one just has a little screw and then you just pull it out. But for the most part, there's another clip right there. You can see it. Those are just push-in clips, so you just push them out. Well, I mean, you know, put a little pressure behind them and they should come out real easy. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I have the water hose here. I'm going to place the water hose on top of the car. And I am on my driveway, so it is kind of slanted. But anyways, I'm going to put the water hose on top of the car with the water coming out. You know, not too much where it will move the water hose with the pressure, but enough to where it'll flow down the trunk. And I'm going to go on the inside of the car with the light on my phone. I'm going to see where the water starts leaking in at. I got the water going down the trunk area. And you don't got to worry about where it really goes because it all goes down into the channels in the trunk. But I'm going to go ahead and look on the inside. Alright, now on the inside of the trunk, hopefully you guys can see this. See, there's water here. See, there's water, and I know you're probably not able to see, but it is overflowing out of the drain tube over here. So that's the first leak I see. Alright, so here is the drain tube. I don't know if you can see a little bit of water there. But the water filled up over here on the side, and then eventually it's just going to overflow and come to the bottom here. And I don't see any leaking out of here, but we're going to clean it anyways. Now you could stop here and it will stop your trunk leaks. But also, I forgot to mention, see how there's moisture in this taillight? So that's telling me that the seal on this taillight is out. So I'm also going to be changing out the seals on the taillights, on both of them. Now to fix this drain plug, you just simply grab it and pull out. And here's the drain plug. There's nothing in the drain plug. They usually get clogged up in the grommet here. And you could usually like stick a wire. Got a wire here. And you could poke through it. You can also pull them out. Let's see. and there it is right there. And you could just go ahead and wash them out with the water hose. Gonna go ahead and pull this one out too. And this is the one that's clogged, and usually in the very bottom, that's where they fill it with dirt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wash these out with the water hose real good. Alright, now they have been cleaned up with the water hose. I made sure water flows through them real good. They're all clean. I don't know if you could see in there, but they're all clean, which doesn't really take long. I'm just going to go ahead and reinstall these, put the hoses back in. Now I did say you had to take out the trunk panel, the side panel, to access the hose, and that is true. You don't have to take out the panel completely like I did. I just went ahead and did that so I could go ahead and wipe down the whole trunk area, get any little dirt, and like I said, water has been coming in here, so it gets the trunk floor wet, and a little bit of those particles from the trunk flooring gets in here, and I just like to make sure everything's nice and clean. And I'm pretty sure these have never been cleaned ever before in the car's lifetime. I'm just going to go ahead and reinstall it and put the hoses back on, and it should be good to go for those. Alright, now I put these hoses back on. It kind of takes a while to put those grommets back on, and probably took me on this side about 10 minutes, and on the other side about, what, maybe 5 minutes. It's just because you got to get the lip in between and just get it to sit right. And yeah, but that's that, and that's pretty easy. But next I'm going to go ahead and clean out this trunk area, make sure everything's nice and clean. Just clean it with a little bit of soap and water, and maybe just scrub it a little bit down here. You know, I put in more work than you know, than what you saw. You know, I just went ahead and dried everything out, put the tire back in, my stuff back in, hoses are on. Now I'm gonna take extra time and go ahead and clean the trunk panels. You know, I'm just gonna vacuum, clean everything up, clean the edges like right there. I know this one, see, it has like a black mark, probably some dirt. Probably gonna have to scrub that out. You know, just vacuum it. Same for right there. And once I clean everything up, I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on, and we'll get on to the next part. Alright guys, as you can see, I put everything back together. I cleaned up the trunk panels. You know, they had a little black marks, little marks here and there, you know, from throwing whatever in here. They're pretty clean. I cleaned the flooring too. There's still a little bit of spots. I could have spent a little bit more time on it, but I'll probably do that later. You know, I didn't really feel like doing well, also I also had to go to work at the same time, so I just wanted to hurry it up and just finish it. But later on I'll probably clean it up a little bit more. So this takes care of the leaks in the trunk. Well, as far as I could see. You know, it was leaking on this side for the sunroof, and it wasn't leaking on this side, but I went ahead and cleaned them both. And one thing when putting these back together, like I said, you do have these push-in clips. Let me show you guys how to put in the back portion, which it's not that hard, but just to make sure you get it perfect. Alright, for this back portion, I'm in the back seats now. It does like come over, it has like an edge, but it does come over on the inside, so you have to pull this plastic off right here. You just simply pull on it, and it's held on by, I think, about 4 clips. And then once you have that off, you'll be able to pull this out. There's one clip holding it here, but you'll be able to bend it enough. Well, not bend it really. You don't want to break it, but just to get the panel back onto the edge so it sits perfectly. And the same for the other side. Exact same. Has that one clip. Pull it out, put it on, put everything back on, and it's good to go. Alright, so the next problem I am having with this trunk portion, which I'm not having it with this tail light. It's perfect. But I'm having trouble with this tail light because moisture is getting into it. I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and fix that. Now, there's two possibilities, but the one that mainly happens is there's seals in between the trunk, like the car itself, and the tail light. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the tail light, and then after I take off the tail light, we're going to go ahead and take out that moisture and make sure everything is clean inside, and then we're going to go ahead and replace the seals. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and take off these 8mm nuts that are holding it on. There seems to be about 6 of them. Now the seal I was talking about is actually right here. Sometimes they'll stick on the tail light, but this one seems to be sticking on the body. And it probably doesn't have a tight enough seal onto the tail light. So that was probably the problem. But yeah, go ahead and change this out. You can see some moisture sticking onto there. That was in the tail light, because it was this way. So you see moisture right there. Alright, so here's the tail light that has moisture in it. Now it has the moisture, right? But it also, if you can see in there, it has quite a bit of dirt in there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up before I get the moisture out. A little bit of dirt in there too. To get the dirt out, what I'm going to try to do, hopefully this works. I think it will. Just go ahead and take the bulbs out, well, the sockets. And then I'm going to get some glass cleaner and just spray quite a bit in here. Alright, now there's some glass cleaner in here. You can see. Just going to slosh it around. It's also going to other parts of the tail light. Just go ahead and shake it. Spray more if you have to. Alright, to dry the inside of the tail light off from using the glass cleaner, I'm just going to be using a heat gun. Don't put it on high and try to keep it away from the lens itself, because it could melt the lenses. So just be patient and let it dry. Or if you have the time, you could just let the tail light dry naturally outside, but of course that would probably take a while. Now I'm going to be putting the passenger tail light on, and the seal I got for the tail light, here's the part number, and I got 2 of them for about 20 bucks. I already opened them, brand new from the dealership, and basically it's just going to go ahead and seal off the tail light from any moisture. Going to go ahead and put it on the tail light first. It doesn't matter which side it is, left or right, you just flip it over. And just like that, it goes on. connect the taillight, put on the clip, and don't put on the nuts on the taillight too tight because they are just connected to the taillight, which is plastic, and to be honest, it's just very light. There's probably only about 2 pounds of torque on it, if anything. Finally drying up the driver taillight. Now if you're not comfortable with using a heat gun on your taillight because you can damage it, I suggest don't, and just wait for it to dry naturally outside. Alright, so everything is finished up. Trunk is real clean. Got the tail lights clean. But besides that, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Fixing the last few problems with this car, which really aren't really big problems. This car runs great, and you know, once you really finish taking care of what you have to take care of, all your money could really go to mods. It's a perfect car, perfect candidate to do mods on. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I appreciate it if you guys actually watch this whole video, and you guys if you guys have any leaks in your trunk, you could also fix them for yourself. There are some exceptions to trunk leaks, which could also be rust, but you know, you just gotta take it apart and find out. And there's always ways to fix things. Nothing is ever like unfixable, you know. If you have the skill, you have the know-how. But even if you don't have the skill, you don't have the know-how, at least you know what it is that has to be fixed, and you can get someone to fix it for you. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe, of course. I'm going to keep putting out more videos, keep putting in work on these cars. I got more projects coming, and just got to be patient, you know, because all this does take money and time. So I think you guys could understand. But alright guys, I'll see you guys on the next video.